And welcome back to UKSG Autumn Marathon 2021 in aid of Crisis. We'd like to thank BSG for supporting this marathon. They hold bi-monthly gatherings in the Netherlands and have supported UKSG from the beginning by spreading the word and providing us with a channel to stream on in past sessions, amongst other things. Mark your calendars, by the way, because TBC is happening on the 23rd and 24th of October, and it is streamed on this very channel, so you won't need to go very far to watch it. In the meantime, though, we're going to continue with this opening Mario block with the high-stakes chaos of Super Mario World in the 11-exit No Cape run, as done by GhostSenpai. Take it away, Ghost.
Thank you so much, Rob, and as I was introduced, I'm GhostSenpai, also known as Untitled, and this is one of the weird situations of my speedrunning live, where I'm not alone, and here I'm doing my runs. I'm gonna be having an amazing commentator, which is with Carrick. What's up, Carrick? How you doing?
Hey, it's good to be here, support you, and this marathon that we got going on today.
Hey, that's nice. So before we can start, choose A, B, or C. For meme purposes.
I mean, C's for champions, right?
Makes sense. So let's begin. I'm gonna make the countdown from 3, assuming that we're ready to start with the run. So 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, 11 exit, no cape, the usual 11 exit route, but we are gonna be avoiding the new power-up that was introduced for this game, and maybe the main one of the main selling points of this, which is the cape. So we're gonna be having some kind of SMB3 vibes in the run. Some stuff slightly changes because usually we are used that to watch cape runs and all of those things most of the time, or well, less about how I feel it is just use the cape, keep flying, and if you fly correctly, you can complete the stage without problems. But we're not gonna be doing that here.
Yeah, this game, especially this run, becomes very different when you get rid of that cape. There's going to be a lot of stuff starting in the second world that's going to be completely different than you're used to seeing if you're used to your typical cape runs. It definitely becomes much more of an acrobatic game.
Yeah, you can notice that, well, with that you can also know and notice that Mario, before working as a plumber, he was part of a circus, doing all of those things. And Yoshi's Island 3, we start with a tricky stop here, because in order to make these jumps and have this fast movement, we have a small time window in order to use that on our side, and unfortunately I have died here. And now I have remembered why I have asked Perry to do commentary for me. It's time to try to. It's time to try to see that. Well, I'm gonna try to focus on the run. So, Carrick, do your thing.
Yeah, this is a really intense level to talk during while playing, because as you can see already, when I said acrobatic, like it immediately turned insanely acrobatic at once. Try to manage all these platforms and going past the Koopas and whatnot. It's can definitely be a little intense, but he's getting out of there with a nice 258 on the timer, heading into Yoshi's Island 4 after this.
And this is well, I usually on shorter runs have noticed that having some help in commentary that helps to me in order to try to make that people think that I'm getting focused on the run. So that's why Carrick is here. And now Yoshi's Island 4, we don't have so much sections where we can jump here, which is really important in order to keep our speed, because as you have seen, there's no plain floor here, so that complicates a bit the movement. Usually I used to mess up things on this stage, so I'm really happy that I haven't died considering I have died on Yoshi's Island 3, in a section where I barely die, and that I have died when I was practicing this before, well, some minutes ago, for being on screen. And now it's time to enjoy Iggy's Castle.
Yeah, and this first room really turns it up with the jumps, going right under that Koopa right there, and then a couple intense jumps here coming up on the cages, trying to get around that Podoboo before it comes back. And of course, the hardest part, making it inside of a door.
The most complicated section of the castle. This isn't the only castle that we see during all the run, so is like the only real enemy that I'm gonna be watching during this, the only coupling that we're gonna be enjoying here. And now it's time to enjoy the action against him. I really knew that was gonna happen. I'm not surprised. But I'm really glad that I was able to keep the mushroom. So here the SMB3 vibes are not gonna be so kinda obvious to note because I have lost the Fire Flower, but anyways, we're not gonna be using the cape, and this is where things are gonna start to change, because as we have said before, we are used to watch the runs in a different way due to the cape. But what happens if you don't use it? Well, we're gonna be watching that on Donald's Point 1.
Yeah, this game becomes a lot more intense. This first level, the first enemy you come across is typically where runners would pick up a cape and just fly above the level and kind of skip it. But by banning the cape in this category, this level actually opens up and becomes way more fun to run, but a lot more nail-biting. As you can see, there's just so many enemies down on the ground and a bunch of obstacles in the way. And so remember, your routing through this level is super important. You don't want to miss a jump, take damage on a flower.
I don't want to say it. We know what I was gonna say, but that was the first time that I've done that. I accidentally jumped slightly higher than my usual. I don't know why I kept pressing jumping button, but when things happens, it happens. And one of the most boring stages of all the run. I'm sorry for all the people who like underwater stages, but I needed to say that because that's a fact.
Yep, they're almost as fun as not water levels without all the excitement. Water levels are SMW's way of just saying, yeah, take a breather for a second, you know? So if we do have any announcements, now's a great time.
Sure thing. Do you want to get updates for when our marathons go live and when your favourite runs are coming up? Then, in that case, follow us on Twitter at UKSG Marathon. And if you use the hashtag UKSG Autumn 21, you may very well be featured on stream. Back to you guys.
Hey, that's fantastic. You guys get a chance to be on stream. I highly suggest doing it, especially when they're supporting such a great charity, right?
Absolutely.
And now that we're out of this water, it's time to really turn it up because we're in the ghost house, and this is a super unforgiving ghost house, especially without the use of a cape. Getting through these boo rings can be finicky for sure. They do not have your best interests at heart.
Yeah, I need to mention that the ghost that we're gonna be fitting here is faraway cousin that I don't know. I just already hate him because he stole my PlayStation games when I was a kid, so it doesn't matter for me considering that I'm also a ghost because I've hit him, so yes. Doing this is lightly safe because I'm aware how I am, because I have waken up like 30 minutes ago. And when I play games really early after I wake it up, I know that something bad is gonna happen, so I prefer to stay slightly safe here. And now it's time to fight the big boo on this secret house. 3 hits and we're done. Not a big problem unless you are me and your thumbs likes to mess up your inputs.
Yeah, this is the fight guarding him from Star World, and that's what we'll be using to get to Bowser quickly, and why they call this 11 exit. It only takes 11 levels to get to the very end of the game. So by defeating that big boo, he's going to be heading into Star World now.
Well, Star World 1 may be the hardest stage from this Star World, so it's time to get focused into beating this without problems. Oh, there we go, that was really intense. I thought for a moment I wasn't gonna make it. You know, Star World 2 again. If somebody's a big fan of this kind of stages, I really wonder who made you so much damage to love this kind of stages. But at least something good is that we have here the baby Yoshi, which helps to us to do this is slightly faster, because when you grab elements underwater, for some reason you move faster, so we use that on our side, and I forgot to go down on the correct moment. So I need to make an important question for people. Save or kill the Yoshi? This is important for Star Wars. For now, since this is a baby Yoshi, let's save the baby Yoshi.
Yeah, you'll find that, especially in this game, Yoshis are just kind of tools to be used. And lots of people are just very disrespectful to them. Which I am all about.
That Lakita wasn't cooperating with us. And now I'm Small Mario. Should I be scared about this?
Yeah, that can definitely be worrisome going into Star World 4. That's definitely another one of those acrobatic levels that I talked about at the beginning of the run. Having to deal with all these platforms. And what makes this one sketchier is with the cape, typically you can fly to and or float down to where you need to be to grab the key. However, you'll notice that GhostSenpai here is growing the Yoshi and eating a blue shell so that he can fly. Question is that shell gonna last all the way to the key?
Well, unfortunately, I wasn't able to get the fast movement here, so I needed to... Well, the shell unfortunately wasn't gonna last until I reached the key, so I needed to grab another of the group of shells, in this case the purple one, which is the one that allows to us to fly through the stage. And I have seen in the chat that we are on different teams because I prefer to save the Yoshis and throw the runner. And now the front door, it's time to face Bowser and pray in order that my controller actually registers when I press the up button in order to access to the doors.
Yeah, having a decent responsive controller helps so much during cage sections of this game, because if you hit up or down, you're just going to lock on and grab that cage. And ghosting up or down inputs is fairly common in SNES controllers, and so that's definitely something that you can tell what issues your controller have, is just play around in front of a fence for a while. You will quickly find out if you have any D-pad issues.
Also, I need to add that I'm playing this on an SNES Classic, and we know what happens when you emulate games like this. So if on console you have problems with your inputs, it's worse than an emulator. Well, considering that this is an official emulator, also you get the point. And now, my real nightmare, Bowser, the responsible for killing most of my good PvP phases. Not because he's hard, it's because I used to mess up with input sometimes. So let's play some basketball with these Mecha Koopas. That's one.
Yeah, and this fight becomes much more challenging without a cape, where typically with the cape you'd be able to fly up and meet Bowser up in the sky and do your battling there.
Now that we have made the first hit, it's time to face Bowser for the second time. I'm gonna be grabbing the mushroom mostly for safety, because obviously for the animation where Mario is turning into Super Mario, you lose some time. And now the balls. These are really annoying. If I get touched by them, obviously I'm gonna receive damage. So let's just try to avoid them. And I'm trying to play basketball again. Let's see if I can score 4 points for the second time without problems. And I wasn't able to.
Throwing off the left side there. If you went off the right side in a similar fashion, the enemy actually would have been saved, because there's a little cliff on the right side of the screen off screen, but on the left that doesn't exist, and so things that go off screen are gone.
And sometimes you can be like me, that way, in order to waste 2 good Mecha Koopas. And now you will see why I used to lose a good amount of time on this. I don't know, I think I get a bit nervous most of the time. Because usually when you practice you get everything on the first attempt, but when you need to put that practice into the action in the real runs, things like this happen. But hopefully all of these things are considered into my estimate, so I'm not kinda worried. We're gonna finish this onto the estimate anyways. My PB is 1244. I achieved it some days ago when I was practicing the game. And it was good because I was like without any PB for like 10 months, so I was happy about that. And now in the last phase of Bowser, he's gonna be jumping here. Unfortunately, I have stomped on that Mecha Koopa on the wrong time, so Bowser decided to take it out of the screen. And time is gonna finish once Princess Peach appear on the screen. So let's be ready for the time in a bit. Oh, come on, dude. I don't know what.
Bowser's winning this one.
Okay, there we go. Time is gonna finish on a bit. And time. And that's how
Very
you
nice.
defeat the game really quick, avoiding the keep.
Excellent work, GhostSenpai. Thank you very much for a wonderful run. Do you have anything else you want to say beforehand? Do either of you want to shout out your channels?
I'm not
Yeah,
mainly.
I want to shout out.
Okay.
I want to
Go
shout
ahead,
out
go
the Super Mario World channel, twitch.tv/Super Mario World. We have events all the time. If you want to come check out this game and learn how to do it, we have a community of hundreds of very nice people. We'll teach you every step of the way how to run this game. It's an awesome game to play. And thanks for having me.
Shout out to the SNW community because the main reason why I learned this game and category on last year because I was handling an Hispanic beginner tournament and we got some international people being part of it, and also Carrick was helping us doing some commentary on English from those matches. So shout out also to the SNW community and their Twitch channel. So if you don't want to miss SMW action, be sure to follow them. Big disclaimer that I forgot to do before I began the run: I'm not a Mario speedrunner. Mainly, I'm a speedrunner. I used to run mostly PlayStation games, but when I get an opportunity of being part of a marathon with any game, I'm really glad about that. Mostly with this kind of games, which I'm not kind of used to run, but I try to do my best on it. So shout out to the UKSG community for giving me the opportunity of being part of this. The last time that I was participating with them was with an anniversary event that they made 3 years ago. So it feels nice to be back and contributing with them. And I hope that this is not the last time that I get featured on this channel, but I'm gonna be working in some stuff, and I don't know, maybe in the future I can bring another SMLW categories. That should be something really amazing to watch. But well, that's all the things that I need to say. Thanks everybody for watching the run. I really hope you have enjoyed it, and remember to donate for the good cause. And keep watching the marathon, because this is the first day, this is the second round of the marathon. We're still having a lot of great runners and runs to watch. And incentives
A
also.
lot.
You certainly do, and thank you so much, Ghost, for being one of them, and Carrick for the commentary. Up next, we are, excuse the helicopter by the way, we have the start of the ZX Spectrum block for the day with Digital Duck, who is going to be speedrunning Jumping Jupiter. So stick around for that. In the meantime, we're going to have a short break, so go stretch your legs, hydrate, and we'll see you in a moment.